It could start like 1,000 other videos, shaky footage, a podium, the seal of a world leader. But within minutes, the internet would explode. Millions would watch a clip of a president declaring war, only it's not real. It's a deep fake. At Quantum Cyber AI, we track threats like this every day. And in 2025, AI-generated disinformation has become one of the most urgent and dangerous cybersecurity crises facing the world. What used to be considered a fringe novelty is now a national security weapon, a financial risk, and a social trust bomb, all rolled into one. Deepfakes were once internet curiosities, pranks, memes, maybe celebrity face swaps. But those days are over. Today's deepfakes aren't just realistic, they're real-time, multilingual, emotionally nuanced, and algorithmically boosted. We're not just talking about fake news headlines. We're talking about full-spectrum synthetic media campaigns capable of igniting geopolitical conflicts, crashing stock prices, and manipulating entire populations. Let's unpack how we got here. The barrier to entry for synthetic media has dropped dramatically. Tools like Deepfake Lab, 11 Labs, and Pika Labs are open source, often free, and used by thousands globally. Real-time voice cloning, lip syncing, and facial reanimation tools can be downloaded in minutes. The result: hundreds of incidents involving impersonation, fraud, phishing, and even fake corporate announcements, many with real-world consequences. But it's not just about access, it's about sophistication. Today's deepfakes are created using advanced diffusion models and transformer-based architectures. These tools don't just mimic, they perfect. They replicate vocal tone, emotional cadence, and even facial microexpressions. And they can do it across dozens of languages simultaneously. That's how we now have synthetic influencers convincingly delivering propaganda in Arabic, Mandarin, Spanish, and English, all tailored to the emotions, fears, and politics of the audience they're targeting. And who's creating this content? The answer is disturbing. State actors are using AI-generated disinformation for psychological operations. In China, synthetic AI news anchors have already gone live, spreading tightly scripted content under the guise of objective journalism. In Russia, disinformation campaigns tied to state-backed troll farms now include AI-generated images and voiceovers to add authenticity. But it's not just governments. Cybercrime syndicates are offering disinformation-as-a-service. These are full-scale subscription platforms, complete with customer support and regular updates, offering pre-built influencer personas, synthetic video and audio generators, and even scheduling tools to time releases with real-world events. Add in a botnet to boost engagement across social platforms, and you've got viral content in minutes. Then there are rogue AI collectives, loosely affiliated groups on darknet forums and open-source communities who view synthetic media as a tool of rebellion, an anti-authoritarian weapon. Their motives range from chaos for chaos' sake to radical ideology. These actors now operate at a scale, speed, and level of coordination that defies traditional defenses. Let's talk about what that looks like in real life. In May 2024, just before the European parliamentary elections, a deepfake video surfaced of a prominent candidate admitting to electoral fraud. It was completely fabricated, but within hours, it had millions of views. Public trust plummeted. Protests followed, and though officials quickly discredited the video, the damage had already been done. The candidate's polling numbers collapsed. In March 2025, a synthetic video showing a major U.S. tech CEO announcing his resignation caused the company's stock to drop 11% in minutes. Voice cloning, face synthesis, even the body language was right. By the time the company responded, investors had lost millions. And in January, an intelligence leak revealed one of the most chilling developments yet. AI-generated influencers, carefully styled, emotionally resonant, and algorithmically boosted, were being used by foreign adversaries on TikTok. These synthetic personas spread vaccine conspiracies, anti-democratic messages, and culture war content. They looked like any other TikToker, but they weren't real. The scary part, some had millions of followers before they were flagged. So let's ask the big question. Can we still trust what we see? Detection tools have come a long way, but not far enough. Many rely on visual inconsistencies like blinking patterns, shadow mismatches, or audio lag. But newer models are built specifically to evade those tools. In field tests, even advanced detectors miss as much as 50% of high-quality deepfakes. There's promising work around provenance technologies, blockchain-based watermarking, and metadata systems like C2PA. These tools embed verification info directly into media files. But adoption is limited, and even where it exists, there's no guarantee platforms or users will check for it. That's why hybrid models are emerging. AI tools paired with human analysts, bot tracking, and OSINT collaboration. Groups like Bellingcat, Graphica, and SEO Labs are working with AI developers to identify and expose synthetic campaigns in real time. But even with all this tech, there's one thing we can't automate: trust. We used to fight misinformation with media literacy, teaching users to fact-check, think critically, and spot suspicious content. But that's not enough anymore. The sheer volume of synthetic media overwhelms individual judgment. And worse, repeated exposure to deep fakes has made people distrust everything, including real news. This phenomenon is called truth collapse, and it may be one of the most dangerous side effects of AI-generated disinformation. When nothing feels real, nothing matters. So what's the legal system doing about it? Not enough. In the US, federal law hasn't caught up. A few states, like California and Texas, have passed limited rules targeting election interference or explicit deepfakes, but they're fragmented, hard to enforce, and easy to evade. The EU's Digital Services Act and AI Act offer more structured responses, but implementation is slow, and many bad actors operate from countries with no relevant laws at all. That makes prosecution unlikely and prevention nearly impossible. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Meta have introduced some synthetic media policies, but enforcement is inconsistent, and most moderation happens after content has already gone viral. Proposed laws to require labeling, disclosure, or provenance checks are being debated, but not yet adopted. And underlying it all is the tension between safety and speech. Should synthetic videos of politicians be banned? What about labeled satire? How do we define harm in a world where the fake can go more viral than the real? The legal and ethical lines are blurry, and in that blur, disinformation thrives. So what can we actually do? The road ahead is steep, but not hopeless. Here's what needs to happen. Platforms must act faster and coordinate more closely to detect and label AI-generated disinformation. Governments must develop unified legal frameworks that close the gaps synthetic media currently exploits. Tech developers must prioritize provenance tools that integrate into everyday content workflows, from cameras to editing tools to social uploads. And public awareness must shift from just spotting fakes to understanding the ecosystem behind them. Because this isn't about a single viral video, it's about the entire information landscape. At Quantum Cyber AI, we monitor these threats so you don't have to. From deepfake detection tools to policy trends and global disinformation campaigns, we cover it all every week. Subscribe to our channel, join the newsletter, and share this video with someone who still believes what they see online. Because the line between real and fake is disappearing. But that doesn't mean we have to give up the fight.